And now, another episode of MMA Gossip with your boys.
Boom. We're live, baby. The boys are back. I feel like I haven't said that in a while, but MMA Gossip, episode number 34. You know the usual. Like, comment, subscribe. We just got up to 80 subscribers today, so thank you all very much. I just checked. That's 4 since the last time I looked, which was probably a couple hours ago. So thank you, guys. You know the socials, at MMA X Gossip across the board. Gmail, the whole 9. We'll be talking some UFC 253. Costa and Izzy. We'll be talking about Izzy's nipple, obviously. John Jones, Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, Khabib, Justin Gaethje, the whole fucking night. Colby Covington, whatever the fuck you want. Whatever's hot in MMA, we'll be talking about it. So, Mike will give us the rundown. Be looking at this week's card with Holm and Aldana, doing a little of the usual. This card is dog shit, so we'll do some talking points where we can. And that's about it. Like, comment, subscribe, baby. Help the boys out.
Yeah, baby. Little by little, we're getting close to that 100 mark, baby. I'm excited. We're going to have a party when we hit that 100 mark, baby.
3-way makeout sesh.
Right now. Let's do it right now. Let's practice.
I'm going to be in the middle.
Oh, my God.
I'll be palming the back of your heads.
All right, we got Jan Blachowicz, plus 230 dog, cash in and winning that elusive belt that I guarantee you maybe 1% of the population that watches UFC, maybe less, predicted that he would ever become champ. So props to him. Any takeaways, boys?
Yeah, not to jump ahead to the main event so quick, but if I have any recommendations for Dominic Reyes moving forward, it's to stop training with Paulo Costa, because not throwing it all in a championship fight might not work. I don't know, man. I thought right? I don't know. Like, I just watched both of those fights, and there was so much hype behind both, and I just thought that both – we could just go into both at the same time, because I thought both fights the same shit happened. One side came ready to fight, and the other side didn't. Same thing with Reyes, and Reyes said it himself after the fight. He said he was gun-shy, and obviously, I think Reyes has fought more dangerous guys than Jan, and, that's not knocking him or anything, because who's Mr. Underdog that wins every fight more than him? So he gets the job done, but I think Reyes has fought much more dangerous guys, and I guess the title shot, but he's fought 5 rounds with John fucking Jones, and he looked less gun shy. It was weird, man. I still think that Reyes is the better guy, and I still think that there will be a point that the division will run through him. Fucking light heavyweight's weak, so take that as you will. But yeah, not much analysis to be had. I mean, he really didn't throw anything. John came out there and did the damn thing, so props to him. I'm pumped he got the belt, especially because he is older. So at worst now, he'll probably defend it. If he loses, I'm sure he'll keep fighting for a little bit. But, this could be his last run in his career, and he's going to do it with a belt around his waist. So props to Jan.
Yeah, dude, I'm pumped for him. I'm also pumped for our buddy Pete, who he asked me for a 2-leg – he just said, give me like a little 2-leg parlay. Told him Jan and Ketlin Vieira, and he said he was drunk and he bet it twice. So he bet $100 on it twice. I think he won like $450. So good for fucking Pete. Love to put the boys on. So that was good. Yeah, Jan looked good, dude. He dominated the fight from start to finish. I don't think there was ever a point where it was close. Same with, like Matt said, if we're just going to do 2 for 1, I feel like almost the analysis is somewhat similar. Izzy's feint just threw Boachina off. He just didn't fire. Threw some kicks, no punches, didn't come forward. Not too much to say there. Props to Izzy. The nipple, we're going to have to get into that. That is just tripping me out. Mike Dolce, you guys know who Mike Dolce is. I feel like I mention him every fucking podcast, but he did a 5-minute YouTube video about it, and he's like, look, I'm not going to say Izzy's on steroids, and I'm not going to say it's gyno, but it's pretty much gyno, and the way you get that is from steroids. So,
well, did you guys know he got an MRI done?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And he said he might let people – he thinks there's an injury there. We'll see what comes of that. But anyway, props to Jan. I'm happy to see him. Like Matt said, he's a little older now. He's 37. So if you're going to get the belt, now's the time to fucking do it. Again, he busted my stat from last week with the champions having like that unreal record. Granted, they still have an unreal record. They're like 215, but like 7 of those losses are coming from Jan now, or 8 of them, however many he has, which is pretty funny. But I think if John does come back to that division, I think he still runs the division. I think John would beat Izzy. I don't like the line. I feel like Matt would hammer. Would you hammer John Jones's line if he was only minus 150 against Izzy?
Against Izzy?
Yeah.
I would put anything on it. Anything. Literally anything. I love Izzy too. Izzy would not win that fight. Not on this planet, not in this stratosphere, nowhere. He's never winning that fight.
But you picked on Costa and bet on Costa.
I still blame Mike for that.
But you were hammered during that fight, right?
Oh yeah, I woke up the next day pretty upset with myself.
Dude, I forget where I was even going with that, but I don't even care. Props to Jan. Props to fucking Izzy. Izzy did the damn thing. That was, again, we're wrong a lot. We're right a lot. That was not that performance, obviously, but I felt like Izzy's style was just so prime for Paulo's style, and that was how I called it all along. That's why I picked Izzy to win.
I'm a fucking idiot.
I just saw that happening from the very beginning, even though, like I said, I would love to see Costa do it, but I just did not see that fucking happening. Props to Izzy. Props to Jan. That's it.
So real quick, since we're already on this topic, I know obviously he had that little gesture at the end. Costa was free. He was out of it, so he didn't realize it until after the fact. I personally don't care to see a rematch. I know obviously he's going to freak out about it as he already has. I don't care to see it. You know, if you want a rematch, you at least have something to work off. You didn't throw your right hand one time. Literally not once. Don't want to see it. On to the next.
No, dude, just because you got humped, because you got the shit beat out of you, it doesn't mean anything. Like, Cannonier deserves it way more. Darren Till, even coming off a loss, just because of the hype, just because of his name, deserves it more. Whitaker, if he wins, deserves a rematch more. Like, dude, train keeps fucking moving. Paulo's right there, though. Like, not to say, if he goes in and, gets a big knockout in his next fucking fight, he's right there, too, with his record. But right now, do not want to see that. No interest.
None. Okay, good. Just Mike, what do you think?
I feel like that's a majority opinion, no?
Yeah, how can it not be?
The only reason, and part of me would, I'm just playing devil's advocate to myself here to drive conversation, is because Dana hyped this fight up so much. I wanted so much more out of it. Not like money aside, I wanted more out of this fight. And
it's like
I didn't
Woodley
get
Wonder
it.
Boy.
I feel like there's just something missing, but it's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah, so maybe this whole thing with Izzy and Yoel being like a slow fight, that just, is Yoel didn't want to fucking push forward, Paulo didn't either, and Izzy just broke Paulo down quicker. You know what I mean? Same outcome essentially, I guess, but whatever.
What do you guys think about? Is it more of a testament to how good Izzy is, or is it more of a testament that Paulo did not show up? He did not look even remotely like he usually does. Like, what is it? Is it a bit of both, or is
That's
it?
a good question, but I think it's both.
I'm going to agree and say both, but I am the bias in me wants to give more credit to Izzy just because we've seen him do this before. This is nothing new.
Yeah.
And you saw, I think Costa went in there and he just tried to get. He was taunting him. I think he was trying to get Izzy out of his comfort zone and get him pissed off and get him to do something. I think he was just trying to get Izzy to strike so he can counter. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. We've all watched way too much of Izzy. We've seen him grow, and I know we have our differences in opinion on him, but all in all, right now, he's the best striker on the roster, and all said and done, he might be the best striker ever, and I have to give him credit where credit is due.
Yeah, no, I definitely think he's the best striker on the roster for sure. I don't know about ever, but definitely on the roster, 100%. And I don't think there's anyone really close right now.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. You guys want to get right into Holm and Aldana, this beautiful card they got set up for us?
Real quick, if I have to see any announcement from any media outlet pertaining to MMA, from Dana White, the UFC, that I don't care where the fight is, if it's pay-per-view or not, or if it's that random Asia card in July that's at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to see Holly Holm headline another UFC card after this weekend ever. I'm so sick of it. I get it. She knocked out Ronda Rousey 100 years ago. I'm over it.
I think it was 2014. It might have been 2015.
Crazy.
It might have been 2015.
Regardless, dude, I'm just so over her.
I know. We all are, dude.
She still pulls numbers, though. Like, Dana really says, like, people watch when she fights,
yeah, but
I guess, dude, I don't want to fucking see it. That's for sure.
But her performances are so boring.
Brutal. Dude, if she wins, I would almost bet they put her in a title fight.
Oh, yeah, dude. She loses a close fight and gets a title shot.
If Aldana wins, she has to fight for the title.
Yeah.
I would hope so. Yeah, she deserves it at this point.
Right?
That fight against Caitlin Vieira was pretty much a number one contender spot. She won. and now she's in a number one contender spot again against Holmes. She's got to get. I'm
Versus the
rooting my
perennial
ass
number one
off her.
contender.
All right, let's talk about it real quick. So I think Holly Holm has more routes to victory. We've seen her take the wrestling route before, as boring as it is, and how brutal it is to watch because she's not a good grappler, but she's a little bit better of a grappler than the people that she's going against. Like Raquel Pennington, she got her down, and she's going for the path that gives her the path of least resistance to get the win, which is obviously not the most pretty, not the most crowd pleasing, but she pulls numbers. She's still winning. She's 38 years old. She knocked out Ronda Rousey 6 years ago, and she's still relevant. I'm going to be rooting my ass off for Irene, but I don't think she wins. I think it goes the distance. I guess we'll see. What do you think, Matt?
I think that I agree with that. She has taken that route in recent fights where she kind of just makes them uglier and just kind of fights. She fights for a decision. I don't like it. It's part of the sport. You can't hate on it as much as I do, but I don't know. I think Aldana has some serious pop in her hands, and she's, this isn't racist, fucking 2020. Dude, she's a Mexican boxer.
This isn't racist before you say something. Just say it. Nothing's racist. None of us are racist. Say it.
All right, none of it. She's a Mexican boxer. Like, she's a fucking dog, and I think that she might show Holly something in the stand-up. And look, dude, her last knockout looked like a guy getting knocked out. Like, she fucking blew her doors off. I want to see what she could do against Holly. What's the size differential? She's probably just as big, if not bigger. She's fucking huge.
I don't know if she's bigger, but she's definitely she's there. I don't think she's bigger though.
Yeah, I think that if I was gonna bet it, which I'm trying to not bet at the moment, I would actually bet on Aldana. What are the odds? I actually shockingly don't know.
I think Aldana is a plus 100. Very close.
Yeah, sounds about right. I was gonna say, what are they even? So yeah, I would go Aldana, dude. Solely because
plus 100. Home is minus 120.
Yeah, Aldana.
Yeah, I like Aldana. I'm going to root for Aldana. It's definitely biasing me. I agree with Mike, though. I think that Holly she just is like a perennial contender, and I can see her eking out a brutal decision, which I definitely don't want to see. So we shall
Holly
see.
Holm fucking title shot.
Other than that, I'm just flipping through I'm looking at the odds right now. Co-main event, I might fall. Like I don't know what to do. I was gonna say fall asleep, but it's heavyweight, so I won't fall asleep because someone's gonna get knocked out.
Speaking of the order of the card, I feel like there's at least 2 or 3 more fights on the card that deserve to be over the Castro. Like there's at least Court McGee going up against Natural Born Killer. That could make.
I'm pumped for that fight.
Jourdain.
I'm just pumped to watch Carlos Condit again.
Air Jourdain, Condit, and then there's another one. Casey Kenny is fighting too, and he's always a good time. He's an up-and-comer guy. Put him up there. He's exciting. I just don't understand the order of operations when putting this card together. It's like I'm going on.
I don't know why, but I think they're trying to push De Castro. The UFC's been putting a lot of videos of him up on their Instagram. I don't know why.
I'm not sure what they see in him.
Oh, good. Durandeme's on this card. Another idiot.
Yeah, another name.
Dude, she's the favorite too against Pena.
Yeah, that's because Pena hasn't fought in
So all right, let's hit this card in a couple spots where people we actually fucking care about. What do you think of the Carlos Condit and Court McGee fight, and the odds for that matter?
I gotta lean with McGee because Carlos has just been god awful lately, and I don't know if he has it anymore. And at least I know McGee's got that grind in him. I know he's not good with takedowns, but Natural Born Killer has 0 takedown defense. If it's a grinding match, you got to go with Court McGee. I'll be rooting for Natural Born Killer all the way. Love him, but
I would love him to win this fight. But again, I agree. He's won out of his last 5, and even before that, he had a win against Dominic. All right, so realistically, he's 3 out of his last. I'm not going to go back that far. It doesn't make sense. But the only guys he beat are Dominic Steele, who I don't even think is in the UFC. They're back in 2016, and Alex Garcia, who's definitely not in the UFC anymore. Losing fights to Sean Strickland. He lost to fucking Ben Saunders. And Diego Lima. I mean, going the distance with Sean Brady's kind of like, I wouldn't say a feather in his cap, but that dude's dangerous as fuck.
Was it Alex Garcia that put Mike Pyle to fucking sleep?
Yes.
I know. I just love referring to that. Mike Powell should be another guy that we make fun of on this podcast. We don't make fun of him enough.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking at fucking Court McGee. I was like, wait a minute.
I know I knew the whole time you were thinking of Court McGee.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Where's Robbie Lawler on here? And I looked up. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I don't know. I might go Condit here just because I want him to win a fight so bad. I love Condit. I love his style so much.
So Connor's been losing. Like he lost to Chiesa recently. He lost to fucking who else was it? Magny.
God,
He lost to Robbie Lawler. Oh, that was obviously further.
Maia, Lawler, in order. Chiesa, Oliveira, Magny, Maia, Lawler. So honestly, this is 100% a monumental step down from all of those guys.
Oh my god, dude! I'm happy that Connor's getting another fucking aged veteran. Like a fight. Like I don't want to see him fight Michael Chiesa or fucking Neil Magny. Like why? What the fuck?
No, because you look back at those losses. I mean, who's hotter than Magny and Chiesa right now? I can't remember the last time either of them fucking lost.
Condit retired after his last 6 fights, dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I just want to see him go in there. This is a great matchup. I honestly, obviously, I want Condit to win, but this is a great matchup, and this kind of like a measuring stick. If he loses this fight, it's like really like you can't put him up against a contender ever again. Obviously,
I want to see him.
I'm
gonna roll with him.
I want Condit to win. Also, he's the favorite. Let's fucking go. Oh no, he's the underdog. Actually, I lied.
Yeah. Dude, did you see who else was on this card? Just fucking Jetson Ayari.
And his opponent has one fight in the UFC, that Luigi guy, and he got knocked out stiff, shaking against the cage by Zaleski. Unreal knockout.
Ayari's highlight to his career is going the distance with Darren Till.
Yeah.
Hey, he was an underdog. Now the line is pretty even. So I'm actually picking Ari to win this fight because I think Luigi's a bomb. So
Luigi, he has to be Italian, right?
He is, but he trains in Brazil with all the Brazilian guys. So
what a fraud!
And he's jiu-jitsu is where his strong suit.
Oh, he got knocked out by Dos Santos. No shit.
Yeah, so Mike just said.
Oh, sorry. I'm like research. I'm like looking while I do this because I didn't realize he was on this fucking card. He's just so buried.
They're both shot.
Kyler Phillips, Cameron Ellis, Carlos Condit, Daquan Townsend. He's got a crazy fucking story. I was reading some crazy shit. His son died. He was addicted to cocaine. God damn, now he's a plus 300 underdog. Yikes.
He's always a plus 300 underdog.
I know, unfortunately.
Mike, who I feel like I have to ask you this because I remember the last Townsend's last fight, we were also torn on who to bet. But Mike, what do you think of the line on your boy Jourdain? You think the UFC's trying to pump him up for a win?
100% the UFC.
100%.
Think about this. Jourdain came into the UFC. His first fight was Desmond Green, plus 500 favorite. Not a close fight, but he didn't get his ass whooped like a plus 300 should. And then he fought Doo Ho Choi, knocked him out in the second round. Then he fought Feely to a split decision. Now he's fighting Joshua Kulabau, who I'm not even sure if he's UFC caliber, man. They're trying to put this kid over. They know he's a little bit special. They can promote him. I think he's gonna absolutely dominate this kid.
He's got awesome tattoos. I'm staring at tattoos, and he's got awesome tattoos.
Yeah, dude.
Fun fact.
His girlfriend is a smoke. He's awesome.
Anyways, boys, fuck this poopy card. What do you guys think about Conor McGregor? Who the fuck is he going to fight? Is it going to be a charity match against Dustin Poirier? Is he going to fight Nate Diaz? Is he going to fight Dustin Poirier in the UFC? Is he going to fight Khabib Gaethje winner, which Ariel's really been saying like that's the agenda they're trying to push. Supposedly he blew a tough season against Khabib, but how the fuck would you do a tough season with Khabib when he still got the Gaethje fight lined up? You know what I'm saying? There's just so much going on. Is he going to fight fucking Manny Pacquiao?
This is what. All right, let's do this. I think we should handle this like this. Let's go around the horn here and say what we want to happen, and then what we think is going to happen. I'll kick this off.
I would say we should write it down so we have no bias. But okay.
Yeah, right. So I think this Dustin charity match will probably just fucking happen. And then I think the UFC is going to wait to see what happens with the Gaethje fight to see what they want to do with Conor. If Gaethje wins, I truly think that Conor gets the title shot versus Gaethje. I do not think on any fucking planet Dana White's blowing so much smoke. That bitch was Conor broke bro code. He's not having – dude, Dana would jerk off in a cup and drink it if Conor and Khabib agreed to coach tough together. Like, come on. Like, who is he kidding? Like, it's –
I'm with you 50% there, bro. I think that they're going to wait and see what happens. It's less than a month, or what is it? less than a month away now, 3 weeks away. So just fucking wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
But
I think in the meantime they'll do. I
this
think in the
Dustin
meantime they'll do
Conor
that
thing, charity match. I don't think the UFC is gonna let that shit happen. And I think Dustin and Conor both know that. Like, I feel like Dustin's smart. He gets it. Like, he knows how to play the game too. But I just don't see that happening. Like, they're pronounced as a charity spar, and like the only media outlet like promoting it is fucking the Mac Life. Like, you know what I mean? Like making like fake posters for it. It's just a media thing. It's just to get attention. McGregor knows how to fucking work the news cycle. And this is proof of that. And I know that they, now because of this whole thing, the UFC offered McGregor and Dustin a fight in the octagon, and McGregor's basically gone radio silent on that. Not because obviously people are gonna say, oh, he's scared of Poirier, doesn't want to fight Poirier. No, he knows that if basically whoever wins at 254, he's gonna get that fight. So there's that. And Ariel is adamant that this Pacquiao thing is the real fucking deal, because
I think so too.
Audie Attar is Manny Pacquiao's manager and Conor's manager, and he's like, they're really pushing that it's like fucking legit. And Ariel's got the ins with them. So that, dude, I honestly think there's a better chance he boxes Manny Pacquiao than him fighting Dustin Poirier in a real UFC fight.
I agree with that 100%. Just because one of them will make him more money and the other one really doesn't do much for his career. Like, what does knocking out Dustin do for your career? And then you risk losing and potentially setting yourself back if you want to fight for the title again. And I will say, not off topic, but I do love the respect and the exchanges him and Conor have had. I think Conor, like, he really respects Dustin, and obviously you guys know I fucking love Dustin. I just like to see it. Like, Dustin's been such a dog, and to see Conor, like, actually respect him and not shit talk him, because realistically right now, what is there to shit talk Dustin about? Like, literally nothing. I like to see it, but I do 100% agree, Chris. I think they wait and see what happens with – sorry, put it like this, Chris. And Mike, I'm sorry, Mike, you haven't said anything.
That's okay.
So if Khabib wins, what do you think they do? You still think it's a rematch?
We'll let Mike go, and then we'll
Yeah, go ahead.
I think Dustin and Conor fighting, whether it's a charity match or in the UFC, I don't think it's going to happen. I feel like there's nothing there for Conor. He already won. And I just really don't think that him winning another fight against Dustin, because let's be real, if they fought again, I'm picking Conor to win that fight. I don't think that would do anything for him. I think there's a better chance that the Pacquiao fight happens, and I'm hoping that Conor gets a shot at Gaethje if Gaethje wins. I'm hoping that's the fight I want to see. I'm rooting for Gaethje.
Yes.
Rooting for Gaethje, and I want him to get the fight with Conor after that.
Dude,
I think that is the fight.
I will put my own dick in my mouth if Michael Chandler and Poirier gets announced. Michael Chandler, Poirier, Tony, some combination of the three. Like, I will go bananas. Like, me, Chrissy Bellator, I'm the biggest Bellator fan it gets, but I don't want to see Chandler get rushed right into a title shot. I'd rather see him fight those fights. Like, dude, add Felder to that list too. Like, Felder against any one of those guys is beast mode. You think
Felder's retirement's legit?
No. And Dan Hooker too. I know obviously they just fought, and Poirier just fought him as well. But dude, those five guys, like.
What about Tony?
Holy cow. Well, I said Tony.
Oh, you did?
I want to see Dustin, just because coming into the UFC, if you take into consideration his Bellator success, I think putting him one away from the title shot from his perspective and just a promotion perspective is best world for both sides. Like, him fight, like, trust me, him fighting Hooker or Felder's awesome. It's like a spectacle. Yeah. But for the rest of his career, because like you said, Chris, like a couple podcasts, he's not up there, but he's like
34.
Exactly. Like, I don't want to see him have to go through the ring of killers at 155 just to get to the belt. I would rather him just come in and fight Dustin if that's the only thing they want to book.
No, I'm saying, dude, if he went in there and went to war with Felder, they went like a 5-round war, like the Hooker did with Poirier, or Poirier did, or Hooker did with Felder, like any combination of that. I think if you do that, you get a title shot.
Who do you have in all three of those? Chandler, Poirier, Chandler, Felder, Chandler, Hooker.
Poirier would beat Chandler. Hooker and Chandler would be fucking sick. And I think that Michael Chandler could beat Felder over 5 rounds. But I don't think he would stop him. I think that would probably, honestly, I think that would be my favorite, though.
Yeah.
Would be Felder and Chandler.
I would go Dustin, Chandler, Hooker, winners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Hooker would beat him.
I think Hooker would give him
Man,
props
Hooker's
because he's just
so-
too tough.
Dude, how good are these guys, man?
They're
How
so
fucking
good.
good are
Oh
they?
shit, that's my phone.
They're so
But-
good, all of them.
They are just so good. That's Kale just sent us a fucking snap video, and I clicked the fucking thing to minimize it, and I started playing it. Anyway, Chandler being in the UFC is big news, and I know that Dana knows that he pulls numbers because that Benson Henderson fight broke some records for Bellator, and Chandler put him out in the first round. He put him out and took it, with a left hand too, and it made some numbers and made Dana take notice. And Dana's all aboard the Michael Chandler train. You love to fucking see it. What else? So you guys, I think we're all in agreement here. Izzy's nipple, I think he beats, and I think John Jones beats him. Like, that's been hot in the news here. I'm just looking up hot topics in the UFC, seeing your guys' take on them. I saw that. Go ahead, Mike.
I don't know if this was a topic, but I wanted to talk about, I know this is controversy and bullshit, but I just want the snowflakes to listen up for a second.
Listen up, boys.
So Israel Adesanya was talking about how, oh yeah, I didn't like Colby Covington's comments. It's racist, blah, 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 just like a bunch of other people were saying. But then, people don't really talk about the fact that, he made fun of the Twin Towers and his stupid joke and all that shit. And then he went out there and he humped Costa's ass after he knocked him out, and then went over to Costa's coach and said, I'm going to jizz on you and all this shit. And no one says anything about that, but then Colby says something about lighting up a smoke signal for fucking Kamaru Usman, and the world fucking goes nuts. Like, listen, I'll be straight up with you. All three of us on this podcast are voting for Donald Trump.
Yeah, because I have a quarter of a brain. That's all you need.
Right. And my point being is that I don't care that Izzy did that, and I don't care that Colby Covington said that. Why can't people be in the middle anymore? This is the fight game. People are fighting each other, and you're getting upset and concerned and offended by stupid comments. Like, it's the fight game. If you take a step back from a third-party perspective and look at all the sports across the world, you have soccer, basketball. All these sports are very similar, and then you have fighting. Fighting is its own breed, bro.
It's not a game.
Leave it alone. Stop.
And the thing is that annoys me is that you just said, like, you have all those leagues, all those professions, right? And if you look at those individual leagues, NFL, NBA, whatever it is, and the media outlets that cover them, they all seem to be on the same exact page. And then what happens when you can take, I don't know, you could take Drew Brees, for example, or the Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy when he wore the One America Network shirt, or all these guys that just happen to voice their opinion that happens to be on the other side of the fence. Within 24 hours, they are canceled and forced by their PR people to apologize. And basically, you have all these American sports leagues that force them to be on one side of the fence publicly, whether they agree with it or not. So you have the leagues and the media that covers them all in agreement. And then you have the outlier, which is the UFC. Yes, Chris. You have the outlier, which is the UFC. You have Trump speaking at the fucking Dana White speaking at the RNC, but then all of their media takes all these quotes from guys like Colby, and they rip apart all the guys like Cejudo and who else was with Trump and all these guys.
Gaethje,
and they take
Cejudo,
quotes out of
Ali,
context.
Colby.
Quotes out of context, spin them, bloody elbow, and it puts a damper on the UFC, which I just think I hate it. I think it's so horrible. Yeah. 100%.
You know what's hilarious? I meant to. Sorry, Matt. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, Mike, go ahead.
When you said it's hilarious how you hear one thing out of Colby and he gets shit on, but Israel can do whatever he wants. MMA Junkie reported Angela Hill said that Israel and Colby are held to different standards because Colby could say whatever he wants, but when Israel says one thing, he gets shit on.
Are you kidding me?
I'm dead serious.
Bro, that just goes to show the media is absolutely agenda-oriented. The days of unbiased news is gone. We are no longer.
Oh, dude, long gone. And not to go down I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole here, but I was watching something one time. So you take all the major media companies, right? There's so many of them. But then if you look deeper and you group them, they're all owned by the same 3 or 4 companies. And that's why. You have hundreds of media companies. They're all owned by the same 4 fucking hierarchy. That is why. They control everything. 100%.
They own it all, bro. They own it all, except for Fox News.
Literally.
Dude, it's absolutely insane. It's
the generations beneath us are shot. Like, they are brainwashed. They need like serious therapy growing up, man. It's fucked. Like, let's keep going. Let's get the show going.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Honestly, no, I could talk about this all fucking day, Mike.
So could I, dude. So could I.
It's crazy. Like we need to be the voice for the other people. You know what I'm saying? Like we're the voice of the silent majority, like Kobe Covington would say. But no, like, dude, honestly, like none of us are racist. None of us are this, that, the other thing. It's just like we get bashed for having an opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like our Twitter dude, people love to hate us, dude. When I make controversial tweets, it's completely one side. Like when I tweet, I'll get like 15 replies that are completely opposite opinion and one reply that backs us. It's crazy. It's crazy. People are almost afraid to stand up for us. You know what I mean? And then the one kid that stands up for us gets ganged up by 15 kids and stops responding because who the fuck wants some loot? But it's also hilarious too that whenever I tweet and that happens and, you know, fucking 5-10 people respond, it's all bots. They have like 9 followers and they're like, you know what I mean? Just complete opposite. It's crazy. It's crazy how that works. Like I said, I could talk about this all day, but I was listening to some stuff and Tim Kennedy's been spewing it, saying that these Russian bots are literally bots and people are arguing with fake things on the internet. You know what I mean? Like it's not real. And bots argue with bots on the internet.
Yo, Twitter and Instagram should do away with these fake accounts somehow. Like, look up their IP address. Is it a real IP address? Is it
Instagram and Twitter should just go away.
Honestly, Twitter's a problem, man. I get lost in there and I want to shoot somebody half the time.
Twitter's the internet, though, to me, like Dana White says, I'm not scared of you people. I'm not scared of the internet. Like, dude, I love the internet. I think it's hilarious. The shit that, dude, one thing happens, like Izzy's nipple, my whole fucking Twitter feed is like completely, like, you know what I mean? Just like absurdity. The edits and stuff, it takes like 1 minute and there's like 50 different pictures on the internet.
You guys
laugh out loud at it.
Do you guys know, and this is continuing on this, do you know that girl on Twitter? I don't even know who she works for. She does work for anything. Alex Gaffney.
Oh, I hate her.
Dude, did you see that one post you put up about, and this is going to go, you see the one post you put up about Paulo Costa being homophobic and transphobic since day one? Newsflash, like everybody, if you don't know that Brazil doesn't accept homo like gay people yet, you just haven't been fucking paying attention. They're whoever, whatever, I don't even know if it's called the president down there. He just kills people because they're fucking gay. They just haven't gotten here yet. He's not from here. He's not an American. He barely speaks English, and she's been ripping into Costa.
This podcast took a hard turn.
Dude, I'm just scrolling through a bunch of shit, and I saw that, and that she like collaborated a bunch of Paulo Costa posts, just ripping him, and I'm like, these are the people that cover this fucking sport.
Ripping him. Speaking of ripped Brazilians, you saw that Thiago Santos said that he could beat Israel Adesanya. He says he's got stuff to do at 205, but will drop back down and take on Izzy at some point.
He's a big boy, man. I don't know. He's
a big boy, but I think that's another bad stylistic matchup for him. Like, I think Izzy's a good matchup for him. Izzy is small, though, man. Not small. Like, they call him skinny. And I'm not saying it's a problem. I'm not saying, like, oh, skinny, but, like, dude, he's so fucking good. He's so legit. He's beating guys like Yoel Romero. Yoel Romero is a fucking light heavyweight. You know what I mean? Yeah. Excuse me. So, Paulo Costa, look at that fucking guy.
He's the man, dude. I have so much. I like Costa after this fight. I don't know why, but I do like him. Now,
I like Costa, too. But Izzy's weighing 183 with clothes on. You know what I mean? Like, John Jones would need to cut off his arms and maybe make the middleweight limit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, it's just a big size discrepancy. Thiago Santos is humongous.
All right. So I'll ask you this. Does the guy that barely has to cut any weight, and that's his true walk-around weight, benefit more, even though he's technically smaller? Does he benefit more than the guy that has to suck the life out of himself just to get to the weight?
That's the age-old question.
I don't think so. I think if you do a normal weight cut, like GSP, when he was cut into 170, he wasn't that big, right? I'm pretty sure he was.
No, he's in the 180s.
So if he's cutting a normal amount of weight and he's obviously a nutrition machine and he trains like an animal, that's the optimal. I think that's the optimal way to fight. I think cutting weight, a lot of people don't agree with, but if you do it the right way, you want to fight the lower weight classes. You want to have the size advantage. You want to have the strength advantage. But if you're overdoing it, like Rumble Johnson was doing, like, you know, there's plenty of examples. The ones who were doing it wrong, getting knocked out or missing weight. That's the stupidity. That's the way that you just
James Vick.
Like Rumble cutting to 170 and walking around at like.
Speaking of, what's going on with him?
50 pounds.
He's training.
He says he's coming back. He was in the Asada pool.
He looks good too.
He might be there for a bit.
Wait, yeah. So I love how that happens. Like, oh, he's in the USADA pool, and I'm not saying shit. I'm his biggest fan. Michael Chandler doesn't have to enter the USADA pool, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where that line goes. Brock Lesnar can come back for a fight. Like, I'm just saying.
Let it happen. Who cares?
Oh,
He's
dude,
fucking
I'm
fun.
all for it. Like I said, who was I saying the other day? Like, oh, so and so should be on steroids. I was like, if he's not, I think Anderson Silva should be like full blown allowed to take steroids right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, like guys like that, like let them fucking be. Oh, Anderson Silva, talking Izzy, Anderson Silva. So who else today said that they were the worst stylistic matchup ever for Izzy?
Oh god. Oh wait, I
Drum
know
roll.
this too. I know this too.
Chris Weidman.
Yeah, sure, sure, Weidman, sure. We have never seen that movie before. Not once. No one's ever seen that one before.
Chris Weidman is the worst stylistic matchup for Anderson Silva in 2014. Like, you know what I mean? Or Israel Adesanya, rather, in 2014. Like, when he had that cardio under him, like when he fought like Vitor and Anderson the second time and Lyoto Machida, that Chris Weidman was a horrible matchup for Izzy. Right now, it would be like a heavy – and I'm literally – Chris Weidman is like – he's definitely in my top 5 favorite fighters, probably top 3, and he would get shit pummeled. He just gassed out against Mark Medov in 3 rounds. Like at the end of the second round, he was fully gassed. And Izzy's hard to take down, man. People don't fucking realize it. He's hard to get down. You know what I mean? And he would get dummied on the feet, man. Like that to me.
That's kind of what I was missing in this fight was he was talking so much shit. The whole exchange with the white belt, the shrimping on the beach, the blue belt. I really wanted to see if Costa forced his grappling on Izzy. Obviously, never got there, but I was curious to see it because definitely if the fight went to the ground or definitely the best grappler Izzy would have seen to date. Not even close.
Yeah, he had the opportunity of a lifetime with such buildup and such momentum and the option to be the next big thing in the UFC, and he absolutely shit the bed.
Yeah. You see, Floyd Mayweather said for $300 million he'll rematch Conor McGregor.
Yes, I actually just read that like an hour before this.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us know, Floyd.
Thanks, Floyd. I definitely want to see that again.
I'm just flipping through news here just to see what's hot right now. And Anthony Johnson blasts Paulo Costa for his handling of his loss.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But you know what's kind of annoying? This back and forth between John Jones and Paulo Costa is getting a little old.
You mean
and it's
Izzy?
only been like less than a week, but it's still getting old. Like, I just don't want to hear it anymore. Like
you mean Izzy, right?
Izzy and John Jones. That's my fault. What did I say?
Paulo. But yeah, I agree. It's been old and it's played out, but like it's old from I'm more so on John Jones's side, but it's definitely, you know, John Jones is not in a rush to come back right now and make the 205 limit, and Izzy's not in a rush to go up. So it's both of their faults. But I think if right now Dana said that's the fight, I think Jones would be much quicker to pull the trigger.
Here's a question. So obviously Dana White's on the in with fucking Donald Trump. Very obvious. He definitely knows more shit than we do. Do you think he's holding back? This could be extreme conspiracy. Do you think he's holding back on booking certain stars because Trump said, look, if I win the election, shit's going to go back to normal real quick and you'll be able to pack arenas again. And he's not wanting to book guys like a Conor or a Jones because he doesn't want to have them fighting in the fucking Apex Center in front of nobody. And he's just holding out.
I don't know. I don't know. Because even if Trump wins.
Like, I don't want to see Conor fight in an empty arena. It takes away from the whole allure that is Conor McGregor, in my opinion. I want all the media. I want everything. I want a normal – same thing with Jones. I want everything to be normal. I don't want it to be some substituted bullshit.
I don't think that's the case because I don't think anything's going to go away when Trump wins. I think it's going to be dragged out for a while. And I don't know. Dana said I have some crazy things lined up for Conor in 2021. So I don't know. I feel like we're kept in the
2021 though would align with. I'm not saying it'd be instant. It's not going to be all right. He wins on November 10th. And then he's booked on fucking December 1st. You know what I mean? It's going to take a couple months, but he said 2021.
He's been saying that forever.
I don't know. I just want to see a packed arena in New York with screaming Irishmen that walk.
In New York, you can't keep waiting, bro.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Keep fucking waiting, dude. Unfortunately, like this pussy shit is just no end in sight.
Ridiculous.
Oh man.
What else?
Yeah. What else? I'm just trying to think. What else is hot right now? Like, dude, the Michael Chandler news kind of died down real quick. He didn't get a fight instantly, and like that was some news that I don't know. There's just so much going on right now. I feel like what always happens. I feel like right now MMA in general, Bellator's on right now for God's sakes. Paul Daly, poor Paul Daly, but is like at a simmer right now, and it's just waiting to bubble. Like I feel like so much shit is gonna pop off very soon. It's always those end of the year cards always come hot. Figgy and Garbrandt right around the fucking corner. We got some fights coming up. Dillashaw's return, 135 is going to be fucking sick. I can't wait to see him come back, dude. He's been training a lot. He's eligible in January, but I remember when this whole shit happens with suspensions and everything, like I've said on a couple on the past podcasts, he can be booked. He just can't fight, and they can't promote it for a certain amount. But like in the next month, I'd say 2 months, in my super expert opinion over here, he can be booked and promoted and everything.
What do you think they book him against?
Dominic Cruz.
Cruz, that would be a sick,
Perfect comeback fight
matchmaking.
too.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Winnable fight. And then just like, Cruz's cardio, dude. And I mean, he just got finished, obviously, but I want to see what he's got EPO free.
Yeah.
We shall see.
What you guys see Khabib getting frustrated with the media,
Yes.
they keep asking him about, is shit hard now that your dad passed?
What kind of stupid question is that?
No shit.
Yeah.
No.
No, it's a lot easier actually. I enjoy my life a lot more and training is easier. Like,
Yeah.
What do you want me to say?
We got to get these media members out of here. Some of them are absolutely
They're just brutal, dude. They don't
Dude.
Get MMA gossip in there. We'll ask the right questions, baby.
Seriously, I'm about to DM Dana White after this podcast. I'm be like, look, I know you're just as tired as all the snowflake media as us. Put us on, help us blow up, and we'll give you all the coverage.
And we'll blow you.
Yeah.
100%. We'll take turns.
Also, Matt, I just realized, like, you know how I always clip your whatever you say and like make something of it?
Yes.
I realized before when you said that the whole Trump thing, you go, yeah, because I have a quarter of a brain. That could be totally taken out of context and
Ooh,
not
yo,
right.
I know. Like this probably doesn't matter that much, but the Bellator main event just ended. And what's her name? There was a knockout, like a crazy fucking knockout. Sorry to disrupt you guys.
No, dude, this is breaking. We're breaking news on the podcast, baby.
Oh my god! If you have a second to watch this knockout,
Mike, is it on your phone?
no, I have. It's on CBS. Yo, hashtag CBS Sports Network now, baby. It's on CBS Sports Network.
Oh, I'll put it on right now.
Yeah.
Skeet.
Bro, I wish the UFC could get to the point where they're just randomly airing. I mean, they could just do it. Just air cards during the middle of a workday. That'd be so much fun. What was that one card? There a couple times they put a card on like a Wednesday.
Who? Bellator?
It was what's it called? The Tony Ferguson, Tim Elliott was in the middle of the week.
No, maybe on a Thursday. I don't know about Wednesday.
I'm pretty sure it was a Wednesday. It was still middle of the week.
Wait, you just said Tony Ferguson versus Tim?
No, I'm sorry, fucking Lando Venata.
I was like,
very similar.
What the fuck? Very similar. They both look like crackheads. You see, Lando got a fucking mohawk now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's
That's just
shot,
amazing.
man. Dude, his hype train came to a stop.
His hype train, the track just ended. They forgot to keep building them. Literally, he dropped Tony Ferguson. Everyone's like, "Oh my god!" And then he just sucks.
Yo, funny thing about that fight card, I just had to look it up because I wanted to see the date. Tony Ferguson and Lando was the co-main to a John Lineker and Michael McDonald.
Michael McDonald, remember him? Another hype train that derailed. He got his lights put out in that fight.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah.
And no one's seen Lineker since. My ex-favorite fighter.
Lineker, yeah, he went into hiding. But
where is he now?
I think isn't he in one?
Yeah, I think he went to one.
But
is that it, boys?
I think that's all I got. I mean, I'm trying to think what else is hot in MMA right now, bro.
I'm sorry that there wasn't a better card for us to run through this.
Right. And I feel like I said, I think the MMA world's at a fucking simmer. I'm going to keep doing this. Mm-hmm. But I really think that it's going to pop soon. And what I hate is right when we get off the podcast, like tonight, 5 fucking current events are going to pop.
I feel like this happens after every pay-per-view.
Big card, right. It's a pay-per-view. Yeah. But we're at a simmer right now. It's a little lulled. The next pay-per-view is going to be big. So in between, obviously, it's not going to be like anything really too crazy because the next pay-per-view card is going to be fucking pimp. But,
we're all going down the shore, right?
Yeah, come on down, baby. Come on down. Right. We got to what do you guys think? So supposedly the plan is X-Nay on the BMF rematch and In-Nay with Colby and Masvidal.
Be honest,
I like it.
I don't.
I'd rather that than the BMF rematch.
So would I.
I don't like that either. I just think, like we all know what Colby's going to do to Jorge.
Well, if I had to pick that or that or one or the other, I'd rather
I
that.
guess you're
But,
right.
all right, so Mike, to that, I'll say, what guy on the roster, right, besides Usman, what guy at 170 right now is Colby not going to do that to?
I guess you're
Usman.
right. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, aside Usman, who has the belt, like he's not going to like he's going to do that to everyone.
I wanted to see Leon. I think Leon versus Colby is a
Fucking hate Leon.
low key close fight. I'm telling you.
I
Leon,
agree.
That's not low key. I don't think it's low key.
No, I think I 100% agree. I just would root my asshole for Colby.
oh hell yeah! But Leon is like obviously everyone like hates on him because he's inactive and he talks on Twitter.
I love Colby so much now.
Oh, he's awesome.
I want him to win the belt so bad.
My uncle, who watches no MMA whatsoever, told me that Colby Covington is his favorite fighter. I was like, oh, so you heard about him this week. But on that note, boys, I think that's episode number 34 in the books.
Also, next week we will be recording on Wednesday,
Go
right?
try it out, baby.
Uploading on Thursday. So
Help us out on YouTube. Give us them views. Give us those subscriptions. Help the boys out. Like, comment, subscribe, big red button, all that. Make some burner Gmail accounts and subscribe to us too.
let us know you're listening. We would love to know that you're listening. We have that one guy on Instagram, like TLEW9 or something like that. He loves us. I have no idea who the kid is.
Rightfully so. We love him back.
Hit us up, man. You know our socials. You know our Twitter. You even know our fucking Gmail. It's the same thing as our socials. Hit us up.
Email us some hate mail. We love to see it.
Yeah, honestly, if you guys want to shit talk everything that we say, we openly welcome it, and I promise we'll be more than happy to engage in a nice old-fashioned heated discussion.
You got to get Twitter again, bro.
I literally can't. If anyone wants to offer up their email so I could sign up for Twitter, I literally am not allowed back on Twitter. They have I'm pretty sure they have my IP address pinned.
So an email address won't even let you go on then because it's
No, I had the last time I signed up for Twitter, I had to use my girlfriend's phone number, and then they tracked my email. And then I was flagged immediately before I even tweeted and kicked off.
Didn't you make you
Crazy.
tweeted once? Wasn't your picture Donald Trump with like a machine gun or something?
Yeah, but granted, my first tweet wasn't very tasteful, and I got kicked immediately.
What'd you say? Is it podcast? Is it?
I can't say it on the podcast. Not if we don't want to get kicked off of Apple, iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube.
All right, we'll hear it offline in a minute. If it's podcast friendly, we'll mention it in episode 35.
All right. Be well, everybody. We'll put our picks out on Saturday as always. Be well. See you next week.